If a woman tells you that you're attractive but is not willing to date you, then in plain and simple terms, she's lying.
If you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating.
What to do if you have a girl at your place and she says, no, I don't want to have sex?
At 18, just take a shower. Reality. Although showers will improve your hygiene, they cannot wash away flaws beneath the skin.
You weird, buddy. You're weird.
Okay, this should be a fun one. Welcome to the channel. My name is Pierce, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into a topic that's becoming more and more relevant in today's society, especially for young men out there. We're going to do a deep dive into the black pill. And if you have no clue what that is, let me take you down the manosphere rabbit hole.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
I know.
This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path.
When it comes to the manosphere, like most men in today's world, they're obsessed with the matrix and pills, but specifically the blue, red and black kind. Okay, the blue pill. So similarly to the movie The Matrix, the blue pill represents choosing to remain in a more comfortable or ignorant state, basically avoiding uncomfortable truths, conforming to societal norms, and having a more conventional way of thinking. So basically, the sort of advice that your grandma would give you. Just be yourself, dear. There's someone out there for everyone. In case you couldn't tell, there's a running theme here. Pills, Matrix, yeah. It's such a guy thing, like every guy I know likes the Matrix. So the red pill, similar to the Matrix, symbolizes confronting uncomfortable truths, waking up to the reality of the world, even if it goes against established norms. So people that subscribe to the red pill have a general rejection for mainstream narratives. Things like feminism, equality, that kind of stuff. They basically believe that they're the woke ones, really. And they also claim to completely understand female nature, despite not being female or having any platonic relationships with females. If you don't believe me, just ask them.
So men and women are not the same, guys. Since you are not the same, how the hell are you gonna actually be able to build a real friendship? What are you gonna do with some random bimbo?
So basically, the red pill man says that, you have to grind 24/7 all your whole life to make sure that, you're the top 5% male. So that way, you're the best option for women. Then by the time you do that, you'll probably be 60. Then you can just go down to your local campus and have your pick of the litter. Preferably a young girl who has less experience than you and will basically do anything you tell her to. Go boys. And finally, the black pill. This is the unloved stepson of the pills. This little guy is locked in the attic and wants everyone to know that it's his parents' fault for spawning him with bad genetics, giving him a receding hairline and no cheekbones. Okay, but seriously, it's mainly like a pessimistic and nihilistic worldview. People that subscribe to the black pill basically believe that certain aspects of your life, like your relationships and your success, are predetermined and are basically out of your control. So basically, it's your parents' fault for everything that's wrong with you, because you were destined to be an incel from the start. Because why couldn't dad just be a Chad? But the truth is, most of the men that subscribe to this have shared experiences of rejection, loneliness, isolation, frustration with dating, and self-hatred. With that being said, let's really have a look into the black pill and see why so many men are turning to it. Now I get it. Modern day dating life is ruthless, and it's easy to feel hopeless. Especially with male loneliness on the rise. I'm sure you've all seen the graph, but here it is, in case you haven't seen it. Dating standards seeming to be higher than ever, and dating apps basically making dating seem like a minigame. But here's the thing. Adopting a mindset that things are predetermined and already set in stone will become a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, and it will limit your potential. Because this mindset of, feeling that things are predestined for you and that, your genetics are determines how your life will be, this takes responsibility of making your life as good as it can be out of your hands. And it subconsciously teaches young men that challenges aren't there to be met, but they're there to basically put a limit on your potential. And by leaning so heavily into this negativity, you don't actually give yourself the ability to grow and change. Because really, most of us suffer a lot more in our imaginations than we do in real life. And I feel like this is where a lot of the black pill mentality is rooted, in the fear of the unknown, the fear of rejection, the fear of being humiliated by women. Because by going off one of the biggest voices in this community, which is a YouTuber called Wheatwaffles. Yeah, I know, very weird name. Yeah. It's clear that people that subscribe to this mentality, they overanalyze everything. Like they over-intellectualize everything. To the point where they convince themselves that they know the outcome of situations before these situations even occur.
Clothes and haircuts are not tied to your genetics. You can't pass down an expensive haircut to a child. Therefore, women won't care about it.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm sure some of these men have valid reasons for their opinions and their feelings towards women. But in reality, they just let a few bad experiences dictate their whole lives. Okay, so the down bad echo chambers, aka the hundreds of Reddit pages and Discord servers filled with blackpillers. Okay, I will say it's a good thing that they have communities where they're able to, talk about this kind of stuff openly. But after just having a quick look at some of these online communities myself and seeing the kind of topics and the way they speak, I'm not a massive fan of it, I've got to admit. And I have noticed a lot of these chat rooms just kind of divulge into racism, where they literally tell ethnic minorities that they're ugly, just based on their race. But anyway, these online communities are just full of young men that are extremely down bad, that take advice from other down bad guys as well. Like, how are you asking a guy that struggles with women how to get women? If he knew, I don't think he'd be on that Discord server with you guys right now, would he? For example, there's this YouTuber that I've mentioned before, wheatwaffles. I think he's one of the biggest BlackPill YouTube channels. And he literally charges $25 for face ratings. I'm not joking. It's on his site, look, right here. And I think we can all admit this is weird behavior, right? But hey, whatever floats your boat. But really, these communities are just places where young men can wallow in self-pity, as they all just highlight negative experiences they've had with women, recall times that they were rejected, and just spew hatred, if we're being honest. Because a lot of the men that are in these communities haven't done any self-work or haven't actually looked internally to see, why do I keep getting rejected? It's more like, you guys are rejecting me, you don't see how great I am, or I'm just a sub 5 and it is what it is. I get no matches, so I just hate women. You can hate them. Because let's be honest, a lot of these guys have probably had a handful of negative, situations or interactions with women, and they basically decided to rage quit and be like, yeah, fuck it, I've had enough, no more of that. I got rejected 2 times, like, nah, I'm good, no more for me. For me, this is similar to when women have bad experiences with men and go on to say, oh, all men are trash. Yeah, men are trash. Like, what's the difference here? And a lot of the black pill ideology that is spilled out in these channels and these subreddits and these Discord servers, it kind of gives off the feeling that they feel entitled to female attention. And they're obsessed with, being the perfect, chiseled specimen of a man. Because I think a lot of them have convinced themselves that, just being attractive will solve all their problems in life. Well, of course, being attractive does make positive things more likely to happen to you, but it doesn't guarantee anything. Because I will say, being attractive does provide you opportunities that being unattractive simply won't. For example, being accepted by women when you approach them. But the key part of this is that all it does is give you an opportunity. You then have to use your other skills to get the results that you want. So just being a, 9 out of 10 guy will not solve your issues. You still actually have to learn how to talk to people, especially if it's women. Because if you go up to approach a girl and she gives you indication that she's, interested in you physically, and then you just stand there, just mewing, waiting for something to happen. You still need to know how to talk to people. Because if you're a weirdo, regardless of how attractive you are, women are not gonna wanna be around you, mate. Because being attractive is not a replacement for having a strong and well-rounded personality. It's not. And one thing I've realized is that a lot of the men in the BlackPill community actually desire a lot of the same things as women do. Hear me out. Because this obsession with looks, it's not for themselves, it's for others. It's so women can give them attention. You can see it here in this video.
You thought I was funny, you know? That nigga a munch. Nigga, he get it from lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. You thought I was funny, you know?
Because a lot of these down bad guys that, have been rejected so many times, they don't want to just be treated like a normal person. They want to experience what it's like to be on the other side of where they perceive themselves. So they actually desire this overly positive affirmations from strangers. They do. Which does sound quite familiar to the same behavior that they seem to shame women for. Attention seeking. Which makes you think, if these black pill guys were women, would they use their looks for attention? Interesting. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see, my time is now. Okay, so having no personal responsibility is also a major tenet of the black pill. Because as I said before, they believe that a lot of the things in your life are based on your genetics. And of course, this is true to some extent. The physical things like your height, your race, your body type, your facial structure, those are genetic things. They are out of your control. But something they fail to understand is that relationships with people are not these binary mathematical equations of, you know, looks plus 5 looks plus 6 personality equals X, or 10 looks and 2 personality equals Y. Like, that's not how life actually works. Because of course these external genetic things do play a part in your life, but they don't determine your destiny. Because there are other things out of your genetic makeup that can make you a more attractive partner. Working on things like your finances, your fitness, your emotional intelligence, your humor, your social skills, and actually being someone that people enjoy being around. These are things that men or women find attractive in others, but these are not things that the black pill focus on whatsoever. Because black pillars don't believe in self-work outside of the physical work you can do. They don't believe in, you know, working on your internal being, because they have a really, really fixed mindset that they believe wherever you are born like that is who you're gonna die as. And for me, that's something I disagree with completely. I feel like as humans, we're all capable of change, we're all capable of growth. That's what makes us humans, we can adapt. But a lot of these guys just subscribe to this feeling that they're victims. And if I'm being honest, this idea of victimhood, this is only a mentality that is rewarded in the West. Victimhood is a position of privilege in the West. That's what's become. Because it's a position that only privileged people can take. Because the people that are actually struggling with real life issues don't have time to worry about how chiseled their jawline is, their canful tilt, their eye shape. They got real shit to deal with. But in the West, where we have no issues other than gender roles and stuff like that, this is what people want to focus on. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, I'd appreciate it if you let me know that by, you know, liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, YouTube stuff. Be nice to me, please. Thanks. And another major issue I have with the whole black pill is that they oversimplify women to a crazy extent. They'll say things like,
women care about looks more than men. She would rather share a Chad than have a beta all to herself. University-aged girls don't care much about a man's BMW if the man driving it is short, old and balding.
Making sweeping statements about a whole gender is never a good idea. But from my personal experiences, so yes, this is just from my experiences, I believe pretty strongly that women tend to value personality over looks when it comes to men. Of course, both would be great, but I think women do usually go for men that have very strong personalities over men that are pretty basic personality-wise, but are just good looking. Because I think most women will date a man that is, you know, a bit less attractive than them, especially if this man has other traits that they find important. So let's say like an average or slightly below average man. So let's say a 5 or 4.5 out of 10. If that man is funny, interesting, intelligent, respects them, is loyal, etc., women will have no issue dating this man, especially in the long term. Because women aren't these, you know, hypergamous, gold-digging thoughts that the black pill and all the other pills seem to paint women as. But they would know this if they actually, you know, got out of their rooms and actually spoke to women. But I guess I'm probably asking for a bit much there.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Because of course, there are like degenerate women that do value these kind of things. You know, do value external and materialistic things. Of course there are. But I feel for most guys that subscribe to the black pill, these aren't the type of women that will be interested in them at all in the first place. Because these degenerate women are more likely to be interested in the chads, you know, the top attractive guys that get all the bitches, yeah. Because there are attractive women that don't have these kind of beliefs. And I think they know this internally. I think they know that not all women are like this. But I think it's just simply more convenient for them to paint all women in this way. Because it kind of makes them feel better about the fact that they're not getting any women. Because women crave intimacy just as much, if not more, than us men do. And you don't have to be some sort of chiseled Greek god of a man to satisfy a woman, if you know what I mean. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of mid girls that date mid guys and vice versa. Let's be real, that's just the truth of the world. If you go outside, look around at couples, most people are all pretty normal looking, dating other pretty normal looking people, because that's what people do. And personally, I feel like black pillars are kind of stuck in the matrix, as ironic as that sounds. Because their whole worldview is based on extremely worldly things and worldly ideas. You know, looks, money, attraction, body types. These are very basic things, if we're being honest. And none of these things have anything to do with the type of person you are internally. And it's quite obvious that people that subscribe to this idea don't really have any attachment to like a higher consciousness or wanting to understand things out on a deeper level. It's very much just what they can see is what they believe is true. And for a group of people that seem to be so obsessed with escaping the matrix and, you know, getting to the truth, they seem to be very content with playing by the world's rules. In society, this certain look is seen as attractive and this isn't. So you have to mold yourself to be attractive to the most people possible. Because I think the black pill is only relevant if you're content with living and being part of the matrix, as they say. Like, find a girl who wants your S-tier genetics, or just die alone because your parents screwed you over with your genetics. Like, the world isn't that simple. Something that they're missing is that you're only defined by what you choose to be defined by and how you choose to perceive reality. Because I feel like if our ancestors had this kind of black pill mentality, none of us would be here right now. The world would probably just be some sort of weird, well, it's pretty shit now, but it'll probably be a bit worse. Because what black pillers need to understand is that you can find someone who loves you for you if you become capable of someone who's able to love and be loved. And that starts with having self-love, which is something the black pill does not have any room for whatsoever.
How can this man smile with confidence when he has bad teeth? How can this man be confident in his own skin when he has severe facial acne?
And the truth is, throughout human history, when has giving up ever been the best option? Like, try and think of someone who is successful and lives a good life that has this mentality. Because for me, I just kind of feel bad for a lot of the guys that are in this black pill movement and are surrounded by this sort of content and this sort of ideology. Because I know they're not happy with their existence. They can't be when they're constantly being told that they're not good enough and they have to reach for these certain specific goals before they can love themselves. So for any black pill guys watching this video, I want you to know that you're not defined by just your appearance and how you look. You're defined by what you do every day and the way you view yourself. So I want you to know that, as cheesy as it sounds, especially coming from a random guy on the internet, bro, you need to love yourself. Of course, improving yourself, but you also need to have some kindness for yourself, because you are just a person. Okay, so it's clear the black pill community probably not be a big fan of this video, and that's fine. I've accepted that. They'll probably call me a coper, blue pilled simp. Some might even use the N-word. Nice guy. But how brainwashed do you have to be to think that, you know, all the years that you've been alive, all the experiences you've had, the only thing that defines you is your genetics that you're born with. Not the traits or skills you've picked up, not the lessons that you've learned, just your DNA. For me, that says more about their ability to self-improve more than anything else. And yes, I know, historically, only 40% of men actually get a chance to reproduce. But believing in this, you know, woe is me mentality is doing nothing to help your chances, bro. My hope for this video is that if this helps someone out there realize that, you know, there's more to life than your jawline and your canful tilt, whatever that is. But if you are one of the few people that did actually like this video, I appreciate you. Thank you. Please remember to like the video and subscribe on your way out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Alright, it was a pleasure talking to you today, my friend. Have a good one, and I'll see you later. Peace.